Hey there, EDS 621. This is Ricky Rhodes coming to you live from Stevensville, Michigan, in Michigan's great Southwest. Hope you enjoy my introductory video to get to know a little bit about me. I grew up in the Metro Detroit area where I went to Walled Lake Central High School and graduated in 2005. I grew up in a family of educators. My grandpa was a principal for 30 years. My mother is a paraprofessional in a cognitively impaired classroom. My brother-in-law is a professor at the University of Missouri, and my sister is a music teacher. So our family get-togethers talk a lot about education. I guess it was kind of bred for being a teacher. But anyway, I went to school at Hope College, or the Harvard of the Midwest, if you will, where I got my bachelor's degree in learning disabilities. While I was at school, I had a little bit too much fun, but also met my beautiful wife Angela and learned a ton as well. I grew my love for teaching there, and Hope College is just one of the best places on earth. After graduating, I got married to my beautiful wife, and we moved to Guatemala, where I taught for 2 years in a children's orphanage. I taught all grades, mostly general ed, but there's not much of a special ed population. They do special ed a little bit differently in Guatemala. But anyway, it was a great experience. We learned a ton, grew a ton, and my Spanish is still a little rusty even after 2 years. But after that, we went to Chicago, where I taught for 3 years in special education. I had various teaching positions, including resource room and inclusion classrooms. I love Chicago. It was a great time for me, and learned a lot from my fellow teachers in Chicago as well. And the kids are just awesome. So yeah, the urban setting was really neat. About a year ago, we moved to our current town, Stevensville, and bought our little fixer-upper house. And pictured there, you'll see the cutest dog in the whole wide world. His name is Riggins, and talk later about where he got his name from. But we love it here. This is where my wife grew up, and it's probably where we'll be for a long time. We've moved too much in our lives, so it's good that we're kind of laying our roots and our foundation forever. My current teaching position is at Lakeshore Middle School, and I teach in grades 6 through 8, and I'm in a self-contained classroom for students with cognitive impairments. I love my job. I've even after a year, it's where I imagine myself being until I retire, because the kids are awesome. I have great help, great support, and it's just a lot of fun. Yeah, it's just an ideal place for me. Pictured there, as a lot of our students, we go on a lot of field trips. One of the pictures there in the top left is the zoo, and then on the bottom we went to a restaurant owned by one of our students' parents. And in the top right, you'll see me after a fundraiser that our school put on. Yeah, that's me wearing a tutu and with pie all over my face. But anyway, it just goes to show you how much fun being a teacher is and how much I love it. I currently use a little bit of technology in my classroom, but not a ton. I'm hoping to really grow in this area. I have a partner that I work with who teaches in another classroom next to mine, and she's awesome when it comes to technology, and it makes her life so much easier. I do a little bit with iPads and things like that. I do front row math and IXL and Google Docs, Google Slides, and all things Google. Google Classroom, not really so much. They try to make us do it, but to me it's just more work. But anyway, I hope to grow a lot. I'm hoping that this course will help me to become a little bit better, make my life a little bit easier. Here are a few of my favorite things. First one is sports. My favorite teams are the Chicago Bulls and the Michigan Wolverines. When we were in Chicago, we lived 5 minutes from the United Center, and we used to get discount tickets all the time. My wife has a love of Joakim Noah, even though he got traded to the New York Knicks. And that picture there is a full life-size cutout that I made for her last Christmas. Some of my favorite movies and music. Bruce Springsteen, he's the man. Born to Run is probably the greatest complete album of all time. Fiddler on the Roof is my favorite musical. I was in Fiddler on the Roof when I was in high school, and I even have a Fiddler on the Roof tattoo that says L'chaim in Hebrew on it. The Goonies is my favorite movie of all time, and the greatest show ever is Friday Night Lights, and that's where our dog Riggins got his name, who is the lovable misfit on that show. Um, Clear eyes, full hearts can't lose. Oh yeah, baby. Next things are some of my favorite things. I love barbecue food. I try to do as much grilling and barbecue as I can. Another hobby of mine is woodworking. Definitely an amateur, but I really enjoy it. It's kind of like my release. You'll see a motorcycle there, but I do not own a motorcycle, but it is an aspiration of mine to have one. And another one of my favorite things are tattoos. I have 9 tattoos, including some couple big ones. The fireworks there is one of the tattoos that I got in honor of my mother, who loves fireworks and watching fireworks. So, hope you enjoyed. Thanks for listening in. I know this one was kind of long, but here's to a great semester, and looking forward to working with you guys. Adios.